There is so much anxiety and fear in this world right now. Stay informed, but don't overdo it. I've been stuck in my room most of the time for the past week, and the majority of the time I was watching the news or videos about the coronavirus, or chatting with my friends online and complaining about the situation. But I realized that was causing unnecessary stress. So I stopped. Decided that I will be needing to practice social distancing for at least now, and I started to gear my attention towards other things. So now I have a lot more extra time than usual. But another problem is I got stuck in this downward spiral of overthinking. First question I asked myself, am I an introvert or an extrovert? Because when I was younger, I thought I had to be either one or the other. And it's like that with a lot of things in society. You're either A or B. You have to choose sides. But a lot of the cases, we have both qualities, and it's not black and white. It's not blue or red. So as a child, I was confused because I had both qualities of an extrovert and an introvert. I was shy, I was scared to raise my hand in class, I really enjoyed alone time, but also I enjoyed group hangouts. I loved performing on stage, which was a shock for a lot of my friends apparently. I loved standing in the spotlight, but I also love being behind the scenes. My first memory of ever acting was in this theater production in my kindergarten. I was Tinkerbell, and I remember even right now that I was so excited when I got the role, and I practiced real hard. But a lot of my friends that know me just from class, because I don't really participate that much, I don't really raise my hand, they're like, Kay, you perform on stage? I thought you were shy. And I'm like, well, just because I don't raise my hand in class, that doesn't mean I love performing on stage. And so I came to the conclusion, I'm an extroverted introvert, meaning I have both qualities. I enjoy hanging out with groups of people, I have fun going out, but also at the end of the day, I need to come back home and recharge by some quality time spent alone. So when hashtag stay at home was trending, I was like, it's a trip down memory lane. Summer vacation when I was back in elementary school. Stayed indoors in my room most of the time. And as a homebody and an only child, I know how to deal with silence in my own room. I know how to keep myself entertained. So, not much has changed. But also, I'm not trying to be ignorant of the people that were highly influenced by the situation, especially small businesses that have been affected a lot. I know the economy is not going to be stable. Well, I've been really lucky to at least have my YouTube career so that I can express my creativity. Although all my other school activities have been canceled, I've been really looking forward to PA for a few films that were gonna be in production, but they all got canceled. I wanted to participate a bit more in my film club and my theater club that I'm engaged in, but I don't think that's gonna happen either, so meh. Another question I've been asking myself is, do I text too much? See, one thing you need to know about me is I'm a huge texter. So whether we're super close or not, I'm not really afraid to reach out and text people because, it's low engagement, and also at the same time, you don't really need to schedule a time. You can just send a text whenever. I would overthink again. I would get anxious about it. And especially in Corona times, since the only way to really communicate is through your phones or your electronic devices, it's even harder to really know what they're feeling because through text you don't really see the first reaction. It's more like you react and then you think and then you type and then send, unless you're like really close and you video chat all the time, which is a different problem. But I'm just saying texting in general. But like even before this whole crisis, I was a huge texter, and I would get anxious when I don't get a reply soon, or if someone doesn't seem to be as engaged in the conversation when I start one through text. But you need to know, as a shy person, I can't really say 100% what I'm feeling over just talking. And I just wish people knew I was like that. I just enjoy texting. People say just texting someone, hey, what's up, is so last decade, and now people don't do that anymore unless they find it uncomfortable. Am I making people uncomfortable? I'm also very influenced by group chat situations because I get really chatty over one-on-one personal messages, but when it comes to group chats, I don't really talk a lot. But when you're on a one-on-one conversation, you know that the other person is gonna react in one way or another. I mean, even if they choose to ignore your text, I mean, that's still a reaction that you're getting, right? But when you're in a group text, not necessarily everyone's gonna respond to it. I just get anxious about it and nervous, which is so unnecessary. See, I'm an overthinker. I go through this every time. Another question I started asking myself is, am I feeling lonely? Because this is something that I experienced last year in November when I was making my other video about my insecurities. I thought I was really lonely. And so at that time, I knew that I was spending too much time by myself. I was getting kind of homesick, and I had a lot of free time even back then because I wasn't socializing that much. So I made a promise to myself that I would hang out with at least one person a day. That could be anyone. That could just mean like a small interaction with my floor mates, but still I would try and make the effort to meet up with people. But now I can't even do that, and still, because everyone's going through the same thing, I feel like I'm not as lonely. But at the same time, like I said, when I send a text to a few people and no one responds fast enough, or if I feel like no one's really engaged in my conversation, I do just want to hide in a hole. Although I'm already kind of doing that, just being in this room by myself, but I want to crawl into a tinier hole and just disappear. Poof. Moral of the story, I've been doing a lot of thinking recently, and I've realized a lot of things, but at the same time, I'm not sure if it's really good for my mental health, so maybe I should stop and just be more engaged in other physical activities. But at the same time, I can't even go to the gym. The gym's not open. Should I just go for a run? But you know, even when I'm running, I'm always thinking. Like, I think a lot. I'm an overthinker. Like I said, I'm an extroverted introvert. I'm more on the introverted side, which means that I think a lot. But even right now, I'm ranting and I'm rambling and I can't stop talking, and I guess it's time to end the video here, because or else I'm gonna go down somewhere really deep. Ugh. Thanks for sticking around. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Comment, what are your thoughts? Are you an introvert or are you an extrovert? Or if you have both qualities and had mixed feelings like I did, what are your stories? I want to hear your stories too. So I'll be looking forward to hearing your personal anecdotes. Well, I'll see you in the comment section then.